Ladies and gentlemen, you are not experiencing a nightmare. This is your American dream, and I am here to tell you, if you will, that you are listening to the greatest podcast about sports, about wrestling, and about Pittsburgh. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Pittsburgh Piledriver podcast, and I have wined and dined with kings and queens, but I would not let any of these four boneheads near my table, I tell you. You're about to hear a monster truck rally of epic proportions, and that's not on TNT this time. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Pittsburgh Piledriver podcast. Hard times, daddy.
You're listening to the Pittsburgh Piledriver. What the hell is that? Podcast. Oh, all right. I gotta. All right. Oh, the beers. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Poot The Bard, and I am the advocate for the advocate to your reigning, defending, undisputed, Cruiserweight champion of the world, me, Poot The Bard, baby. And since Ransom is off doing whatever madmen do out in the night, presumably with the beers, I figured it would behoove me to be the advocate for my advocate. So here I am introducing you idiots. By the way, $49.99. We have not gotten those checks. I've checked out the bank statements, and it's not good. It's not good. Nobody. It's not good. They haven't come in yet.
I'd like to check out some bank statements. How you doing?
I
Oh,
am going to kill you in your sleep and then pee on your rug.
Oh, you have like full on like taken the spirit of one Alec Ransom into your soul, and like now he's
Listen,
like.
shut up, you. You don't know.
There you
don't
go.
know what
There
I'm
we
gonna
go.
do. All right, hold you. Look, listen, hold on. All right.
Burp.
All
Insert
right.
burp here.
Yeah. See, I can't burp like him.
Burp.
Listen, I can't completely steal the gimmick. Now, shut up, and I will get it taken care of. You're listening to the P3 podcast. This is episode number 14, and I am joined right now by one Tigerbomb Tom.
Wow, man, that was a hell of an intro to really go around your asshole to get to your elbow to introduce yourself. But
Well, that's how we do it
congratulations
over
on
here at Bardic Industries. All right.
Yep.
How you doing today, Tom?
Yeah, you know what? Tigerbomb Tom LLC is not doing too shabby today. I'll tell you what.
Good. Stocks are up.
Stocks are up.
How was the Adventures of Lolo?
Pretty good. I only died once on the first game, which was kind of heartbreaking because it was on like floor 9 or 10, and so I almost had a perfect game on that. And then Lolo 2 died significantly a lot more, but still made it through the game. So now that's my new goal: deathless run Lolo 1, die a lot less than Lolo 2.
Lolo 2 is way harder. So good on you.
And Lolo 3 is even more insane.
There's a Lolo 3.
There is. Just wait. You'll see it whenever we get together Saturday. Trust me.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't
yeah.
wait to see that, and I can't wait to see how far we can push you into frustration. Speaking of pushing things into frustration, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you to your former reigning, defending, undisputed Cruiserweight champion. It's Beef the Legend.
I don't think I was ever undisputed. There was always a dispute. Everybody always had a problem with it, you know.
Well,
But
whenever you try and
probably
work whoa. Whenever you try and work the numbers like you tried to do, you tried to pull the wool over the former champion's eyes. That doesn't work. And by former, I mean current, right now.
that's probably the most apropos segue I've ever had here. We are down a man, as the audience can hear. Ransom, and as you did eloquently point out, Ransom is off doing Ransom things. So, dear podcast listeners, he may drop in at some point, and if he does, we'll be just as surprised as you are. So I'm sure the antics will be hilarious.
I
can't
cannot wait, because I'll tell you what, let's see, how long has it been? Roughly 4 minutes of me doing my best Alec Ransom impression. I'm starting to bleed out of my nose. My liver
And you're an alcoholic.
My liver is paining me, and I have this strange urge to go and piss and moan on the internet.
Yep. I thought you were gonna say beat the shit out of beef or piss on beef. But either
I already
works.
threatened to do that. So let me just stretch myself back out here, and get back into Bard mode.
There you go.
Because that's champ mode right here, fellas.
Because that's what heroes do.
Fellas, so first of all, we are dangerously close to SummerSlam.
Oh man!
And SummerSlam.
You couldn't tell.
Weekend.
You could not tell. You know.
God.
I feel like
worse.
that I've been. What's happening? Oh, there it is.
There it is.
There,
oh no! What's happening?
The fucking Thunder Dragon.
Oh no!
Like I just like I am. So I am probably one of the WWE marks you'll find. I try to get hyped up for pay-per-views. I try to tell myself, oh, it's going to be great, it's going to be fun, it's going to be electric, and it's going to be this, that, and the other thing, or, at least this, this, that, or the other thing. And I'm telling you, man, like, I don't think I've ever been less stoked for a SummerSlam that I can remember.
Well, I'll tell you what. SummerSlam aside, and the NXT card should be good, and more importantly, the big thing that we're glossing over here, we got the live podcast this Saturday, fellas. I'm fucking hyped for that.
That is the case. And that is what I'm excited about. I'm excited about that and NXT.
I'm more hyped than fucking the hype bros hype. Like, I'm on that next level. Like, Zack Ryder and Mojo were here, and you can't see me motioning, but I don't care. They were here. I'm like 10 steps above that. So I'm ready. I'm ready.
So
that hype, that's hype, bro.
That's hype.
So I can't honestly in good conscience really say like I'm like on the ball and understand absolutely everything, you know what I mean, that's coming up this weekend, because number one, there is an absolute shit ton of wrestling coming up this weekend. Aside from SummerSlam, we've got NXT TakeOver, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We have NXT TakeOver. We have, of course, like we said, SummerSlam. We have, isn't G1 Climax this weekend?
The final night of block competition is Friday night, which will actually be Saturday morning in the U.S. Actually, I'm sorry, Saturday night in Japan, Saturday morning in the U.S., and Sunday night in Japan, which is Sunday morning in the U.S. And then I think the G1, no, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it's Friday into Saturday, and then Saturday into Sunday, and then the G1 Climax is on Sunday. I don't know. But yes, the final 2 nights of block competition are this weekend, and then the actual G1 Climax, the big event itself, yes, is this weekend as well.
How's that? Are you all caught up on that beef? How's that been going?
Admittedly, well, so I didn't watch anything that happened last night into today, but I read the spoilers. I guess not really spoilers if they've already happened, right. But it's been incredible. I skipped a couple matches from Monday, I think, just in the name of trying to get caught up. But there have been some amazing outings from Will Ospreay, who, despite having a pretty shitty tournament record, has looked amazing. Zack Sabre Jr. is always impressive. Sonata, by the way, who should be on everybody's radar by now, because there are talks that he may be the next WWE guy coming from New Japan.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was really hoping it wasn't true.
Well, I mean, and I may as well take advantage of this while Ransom's not here, so he can't yell at me for talking about New Japan. But, I mean, realistically, like...
Yeah, why are we talking about New Japan? Nobody cares. Exactly. Nobody cares about your weird overseas indie stuff. Okay, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth right now. And I've had it.
But realistically...
No, anyway,
like,
so the
you
G1.
can come to America... Yeah, so realistically, if you're Sonata, you can come to America and have a shot at maybe having a decent, nice little niche in WWE, or you can sit there and die under Okada and Naito. So, yeah, or see guys that come overseas like Jon Moxley or Will Ospreay be pushed over top of you. So, yeah. I mean, it's tough sledding over there too.
Okay, but hear me out here. Look at what they're doing with Kushida right now. Absolutely fuck all nothing.
Yeah, what the hell happened with him? Like, he fell off the radar after his match with Apollo Crews.
No,
I haven't seen.
Yeah, well, that was last week though. That was last week. Let's be real.
Was that I thought that was like 2 weeks ago. Hold on.
No, Well, and I mean, keep in mind that they are taped weeks in advance. Kushida is having an issue because I think this is his third takeover that he could have been in, but is not, and that's a problem.
That
is a huge problem.
And if Triple H can't figure out how to put him in a card correctly, he fucking stands fuck all chance on the main roster.
No, he's not gonna. No, he's not going to the main roster. You know where he's going?
205 Live.
Straight to 205 Live. And actually, you know what? I watched 205 Live this from last week, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was a great time.
I'm gonna have to catch up. I might watch it. I might watch it later tonight.
Drew Gulak cut a promo last week that, just the way he held himself, the way he spoke, and the way he carried that title, he is 100% money. Like Drew Gulak, they are missing out on him, and that's not me being biased because he's a Pennsylvania boy. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
He is really, really good. And if they could transition him out of 205 Live to the main roster, put him with someone, do something with him, just hear me out here, or put him in NXT. You can then bring Kushida up to 205 Live. I believe if anybody can do it, Kushida can make that a must-watch program.
I don't disagree with you.
That big purple belt has more of a Madden curse than the NXT tag team titles do. I'm telling you, because Ali. Well, first of all, let's go way back. Fucking Austin Aries, Enzo, Ali was on the purple program, and now he's getting mired away on SmackDown. Cedric Alexander, who may have a shot.
Cedric.
Yes, Cedric. Excuse me.
Pleb.
Who may have a shot. Buddy Murphy, who is Roman Reigns' fodder this week. I mean, the purple and orange brand hasn't been too well received.
What the hell was up with that? Oh, to be fair. What was up with
you're both so bad. Anyway,
what the hell was that? That was such a weird ending to SmackDown. Like I saw Beef say something about that in our chat, and I hadn't watched yet. I put it on this evening after I was done streaming. Just to try to get caught up a little bit. And I was like, what? Why? Like, I don't know.
It was a little weird.
Gentlemen, let me stop you because we're forgetting the most important part, thanking our sponsors. So before we we are hitting the ground running. Ransom Free Radio is like hitting the ground running. We're like, we have all these things we can talk about without being belted at every 5 seconds.
Oh, I'm telling him. I'm telling. Oh boy, I'm going to him.
Beef is Keith Lee, and he's like, bask in my glory.
No. Oh, who is he?
New
Who's that
Japan
champ?
glory?
I see. Rhetorical question, but they all know the answer is PTB.
Nice. Anyway, let's thank our sponsors, which are none other than WrestleDeals.com, your home for violent deals at bloody good prices. As always, we'd love to give shout-outs to Sean Tischler and his amazing work that he does with the website, with all the indie programs he works with. Check him out at his show. Let him know you listen to us, and have him hook you up with some deals. Again, that's WrestleDeals.com. And, of course, our favorite casual gaming dad on Facebook. That guy over there. Old Tigerbomb, you heard him talking about playing the Adventures of Lolo earlier, and he is always doing all kinds of fun stuff over there. He just finished up a nice playthrough of the Stick of Truth.
Oh my God!
I've seen him play some God of War, some Mario Maker. So if you're into gaming and you enjoy watching people play some video games, check him out. Give him some likes and some subscribes and some follows on the old Twitch machine.
And then follow me over here to the P3 podcast, because wrestling fans and gaming fans kind of have a pretty close niche. So it's been a good relationship.
Really
here.
quick, can I actually give you guys a thank you? You guys,
sure. Oh yeah, man.
You guys on the collar elbow tie up. You guys on the second episode of the collar elbow tie up really, really put me over, and I appreciate that. And by the way, Bard Tour went really well.
Good.
Bard Tour went really well, and also, yeah, right there you go. It's like I appreciate the plug for my YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So in the interest of the collar elbow tie up, since we never got the fast count news on it, I'm sitting over here salivating. What did Mr. The Bard, what did the champ think of the point counterpoint there? What's your take on it? Well, that would be Ransom's take.
My advocate is not here, so someone's got to do it. Anyway,
that's fine.
What I thought about collar elbow top, and we're jumping. See, here's the problem: we can talk about whatever we want, so we're going all over the place.
That's all right. Hey, we'll bring it back. We'll reel it back.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
We'll go off into the weeds.
We'll bring some focus here. Exactly.
All right, so here's what I thought. You both made really excellent points, but the talking about. Maybe it was because I was an ignorant fan at the time. Like, really, I knew it was all fake. I knew it was all planned. I knew it was all, I was never 100% buying into kayfabe. Like, when you're really little, you do. You know what I mean? But, when I was, during the Attitude Era, when I was in my teens, that wasn't a thing. But I'll tell you what. When you talk about misusing talent, when I watched WCW, and in retrospect, this was me being so foolish. Maybe it was the production. Maybe it was the size of arenas they were running. Maybe it was the audio production, because I always loved the way a WWE ring sound, or WWF ring sounded versus a WCW ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean, because there is a difference even from bigger promotions down to the indie stuff or whatever. Just when people were actually hitting the mat, the sound of it.
Yeah. So. But my point with this was when I watched WWF, every superstar short of clearly jobbers felt like a big deal to me. They felt like they were important to the show. You talked about D'Lo Brown and that whole rogues gallery in the mid card, but every time they came out, I felt like they were important to making the European title, the Intercontinental title, feel like big time. God, even the original iteration of the light heavyweight belt.
Oh yeah, with
Taka Michinoku. Taka Michinoku to me felt like in that division and in that way a big deal, because crowds popped for him. They loved Taka, and they loved the cruiserweight division whenever it was featured.
When it was good.
Now here's
not that it's not good now, but whenever there was more of a spotlight on it.
Now here's my thing. When I watched WCW and I saw the lower and lower mid card, they felt like an afterthought, even if they were amazing. Seriously, Chris Jericho, Ultimo Dragon, Rey Mysterio, Juventud Guerrera, Dean Malenko, for God's sake.
Amazing talent, but grossly misused.
Chris Benoit. It wasn't that they were grossly misused. They just felt like they had no direction. They were just there to have a match. They came out, had the match, and there was no story behind it. There was no purpose. And to be fair shut up. Oh, wow, I really do sound like Ransom. Wow, that's spooky. Anyway, my point is, it's incredible in-ring action. And that now, being an older fan, is what I want. I'd be more than happy to see awesome wrestlers come out and wrestle for the sake of fucking wrestling. But back then, with the way that the fan base was, the way that everything was, to me, WWF felt like big league. WCW felt like minor leagues. So, in my opinion, I would have to very, 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 very barely side with Tom.
I'll take that. I respect that, because it's honestly Beef, no slight to Beef. You definitely put up a very good argument. You had me sitting there at points like nodding, like he's right, yeah.
No,
because there was a lot. I mean, again, there was a lot of talent that was really super amazing. Like, but again, like you said, it's and this will almost segue back into like something that we were currently talking about.
Yeah, we better start talking because
We
no
will.
one listened. No one listened to the fucking collar and elbow tie-up. I am full heel mode on that.
That's okay. We'll get them.
listen, whenever it's posted
the-
and then an hour later you check the analytics, of course it's going to be low, you clod.
Yeah.
We still have 8 people watching, and it was last week. So the people don't want it. That's okay.
You know
but,
that-
and this is what I will say. The people have my back because the people have spoken and they have said that I have won. So I am taking that victory. Woo.
I can't
Well,
wait.
he goes.
The
I
people.
can't-
Wait, no, you just said that nobody listens to it. So how the hell can the people tell you that you won? That's completely.
One of the people that listened to it thought that I won. So
Listen,
I'll take it.
okay,
Hey.
listen, mid-card maniac. I know you're the only one that listens to every episode. Your opinion, while it carries a lot of weight in Stump the Chumps, it does not make Beef the winner. So
All right,
sorry.
now also let me
Anyways.
let me pose this. Beef,
Yeah, go ahead.
you just wait until Ransom gets back and knocks you down off that little card pedestal that you've built yourself, okay? You
Cool.
just wait. Also, the other thing is with like you both I listened to the damn thing 4 times. Okay.
It was fun. It was
High
fun.
commitment. It was.
I listened to it. Number 1, because I had to edit the sumbitch. Number 2, also Beef, who the fuck drinks Mai Tais?
Huh?
What?
Who drinks Mai Tais? Go back and listen to the episode. Who drinks Mai Tais?
Did I say something about a Mai Tai?
Oh yeah, you did, and you fumbled over it, and you were trying to figure out what to say. Who
That's
drinks a Mai
fantastic.
Tai? Number 3.
I missed that.
Number 3. See, even Tom wasn't paying attention. Number 3. Tom doesn't even listen to the episode that he's on. Number 3. Number 3. The people that will listen to that and say that you're right, I feel like it's ironic to hate on the Attitude Era now because it was admittedly very over the top and very schlocky and very like tits and ass and blood. Like that's what it was. Like, I mean, but
Sex
at
and
the
violence.
time, sex and violence, sex sells, violence sells. WWF had that and they knew how to capitalize on it. And I defy you to find a pop, any pop in WCW that was as big as any time Stone Cold Steve Austin's music hit and he walked into that arena.
That's a very good point. Now to piggyback off of something that you said, Poot, and then I'll be done shitting all over Beef and the "I was right, you were wrong"
I
sort of
love
thing.
you,
No.
Beef.
I know you do. It's all good.
No, it was a good episode. Something that you said though, Poot, that feeling like even though the good talent that they had, that it was just kind of like, okay, why am I supposed to care about it? They're just coming out. There's like no direction. Look at somebody like, say, Das Wonder Kid, Alex Wright. Good talent, good wrestler. It could have, they could have used them a little bit better, but they didn't. It's weird because that's kind of how I feel about like watching 205 Live. Like we have amazing talent on there, but I'm just like, okay, give me a reason why. Besides,
Bro, that's how I feel about that's how I feel about watching Monday Night Raw. There are people that I've watched for years and years: AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. Two of the names that jumped in my mind immediately that I've said, man, whenever these guys get to the top, it's gonna be amazing. And here we are, and I'm like,
yeah,
when
I
did the
know.
amazing start?
Well, let's get into Raw. There's one thing I want to bring up real quick because we started talking about it in the chat, and I just got to put it out there. I know Beef and myself, and I would safely say that Poot as well are all pretty big Seth Rollins marks. Is that fair to say?
Were.
Okay.
I mean,
I know.
like
okay, I know.
Six months ago, yeah, like the guy couldn't be stopped. Now,
Twitter fingers aside. Okay. But so this is another thing that Beef and I had a difference of opinion on was, I understood last week having Brock come out and beat the shit out of Seth Rollins to gain sympathy, because it got to the point where you have Brock Lesnar as, the heel and Paul Heyman as a slimy heel advocate. Okay, cool. But you had it to where, Brock's brutality brought it to the point where even Heyman was going, please stop. They're garnering sympathy out of the fans for Seth Rollins. I get that.
Trying to garner sympathy.
Right. They tried to, which I felt they did a pretty good job of doing that last
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Well, yeah, last week. So now fast forward to just the other night here in Pittsburgh, which I didn't hear anybody having any signs, although one of my streamers buddies, their cousins was at SmackDown, but I was just like, well, number one, they didn't have a sign and they weren't in Pittsburgh. Sorry, but whatever. I digress. This week, I don't understand what the point was logically to have Seth come down and get his ass kicked again, because it's now making it seem like there is absolutely no way in hell that Seth is going to stand a chance of walking out of SummerSlam. And it pretty much makes it almost already what was already a pretty predictable outcome for this match to all the smarks out there. Now, even the marks, I think, will probably feel like there's no way Seth is going to win. And I just felt like this week's beatdown was absolutely pointless, because...
Let me throw something else at you, though, because I hear what you're saying, Rollins has to win, but what if he doesn't? If Rollins doesn't win, which I think is a very honest possibility, then we get heel Rollins, which I think is best Rollins.
If that is the outcome, if we get heel Rollins after SummerSlam, I'm fine with that. That's fine. It was just weird how, like, okay, to me, like, it would have been one thing if this is what I feel they should have done. Now, this is if they are still keeping face Rollins, okay? We're going to go off of that assumption that he's still going to be a face after SummerSlam. So that said, last week he gets the shit kicked out of him. If he would have come down Monday night and, he would have, like, feigned being really as hurt as he was or anything like that, and he would have got the one up on Brock, then it turns into, oh, okay, like, even Brock doing his worst to him last week, he came back and he's okay. So maybe he has a chance to win. So it builds some intrigue, like, going into SummerSlam, like, okay, maybe Seth does stand a chance.
The issue is, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't right now with the climate of the way that fans are. Like, I'm starting to not like the term smark. Like, I don't know why. Maybe it's just hitting my ear wrong. Maybe I'm just busy and I'm irritated by everything. Who knows? But the thing is, if you do, like, they did what they did now. They had Brock just beat the shit out of him. Of course, you're going, all right, babyface goes over, blah, 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 blah. But if they would have done it the way that Tom is saying, where it's like he gets beat down the next week, oh, okay, well, he beat down Brock Lesnar, he got one up over him, maybe he can win. Then you're going, oh boy, here we go, another Reigns.
That's true. So here's the issue.
Not necessarily, because, like, even still, regardless, even if you had, still saying that Seth is staying face after SummerSlam, even if you have him lose to Brock at SummerSlam, at least it felt like he had a fighting chance. Whereas where he gets his ass handed to him 2 weeks in a row, and then just how, like, he gave that, like, just beaten down, like, I'm gonna win, I guarantee it. Like, I don't understand. I know that was, I'm assuming that was purposely done for him sounding just very flat and dejected.
100%.
Okay, but it just I don't know. To me,
it sounded like he didn't want to do
it. Here's the problem.
It sounded like he didn't want to do that.
The problem is, and this is exactly, and I'm going to draw a parallel here. A week ago, Raw was fantastic. I was over the moon. I thought that everything was done perfectly, to a T. This week felt like somebody said, hey, last week worked really well, let's repeat. And that's exactly what happened because Vince McMahon is a classic overreactor.
We've been getting
where he
shit
goes,
like that for years, though.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Vince will go, man, that really worked. Let's do it again. That's why a week ago SmackDown, he tore up the script for SmackDown that day and said, let's rewrite it. That's why he tore up the script again this week for SmackDown and said, let's rewrite it. That's why Raw was based. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And that's why Raw was basically, the go home show was supposed to be Kofi versus Bryan, and then it was supposed to be Kofi and Woods versus Bryan and Rowan, and then it turned into the New Day versus Bryan and Rowan. At one point, it was supposed to be Kofi versus Andrade. So yeah, it was all over the place. But Vince basically said, "Okay, good job, Heyman. I can take it from here." And because look, last week we had the club winning the tag team titles.
Thank God.
Week, right? We'll get to that. This week we had Asuka and oh my gosh, Nikki Cross winning the titles.
Wait, what?
Another tag team.
No. You said Asuka.
Oh,
and Nikki
I sure
Cross?
did. Alexa Bliss.
Completely different teams.
Sure did. Alexa Bliss.
You show some damn respect to the goddess there.
My bad. Alexa Bliss and Cross. So basically, another tag team title, a hot shot change.
Yeah.
And then we saw another Brock Lesnar beatdown. Like, this week reeked of Vince McMahon saying, last week worked, let's do it again.
Let's say this. I'm just throwing this out there. It doesn't need to turn into a big discussion. Who honestly forgot that there were women's tag belts?
I mean, I didn't forget, but it's it's,
you went, oh yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, I
believe Monday night was their first defense since WrestleMania.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure you're right. No, actually, I take that back. There was one other there was one other time I think they defended them and they got purposely counted out, I believe.
Oh, you're right. Yep, you are right.
I believe. But the women's tag titles, the overall, not any slight against Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, not any slight against the Iconics, but just the women's tag titles in general, that whole field. Man, what a fucking letdown since that happened. Like, if they would have utilized them and actually had some shit going on with them, it would have been nice. Can we finally say that Sasha was right? Can we finally admit that Sasha Banks was right on the cross that she chose to go out on?
Banks' dick.
I will not, sir, because that is a dick worth being sucked. Like, she chose that hill to die on.
Well, then.
She said, here is my, here is what I'm willing to go out on. And she made a point of it. And here we are, 4 months later, saying that it's a dead division. I mean, she couldn't have been more right. And, God bless her for sticking to her principles. Yeah, you know what? Like, maybe she should have go out there and do her job because that's what she's being paid to do. And I get all that. It's the same idea as a football player sitting out their contract. I understand that. But in the same token, if you believe in something so strongly, I get that too.
You have to admit it was a tough call. It really was a gamble for Sasha Banks. I'm going to do the same kind of call. Hey, guys, sun's going to rise tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tough call. I know. Long
You're
shot.
fucking wrong. You're fucking wrong because I think that had they left the titles on her and Bayley, two people who could actually work, and you give them people like Asuka and Kairi Sane.
Oh, so
people
now you're
like
back
Mandy
talking
Rose.
The Iconics, huh?
Well, now here's the thing.
A little bit, yeah, because they don't have the chops.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. If they had left the titles on Sasha and Bayley, then where would we have gone with the SmackDown Women's title? It'd probably be on Charlotte again, right? And we'd be puking our fucking guts out. So, I mean, like, I can't say, at least for some people, at least Bayley being the SmackDown Women's Champion instead of Charlotte was kind of like a blessing in disguise sort of thing. I don't know. Maybe that was like the one positive that came out of the whole Sasha.
I guess. I guess, but I mean,
but I am this.
Bayley's another one where there's just, she's so flat anymore. Like I'm super excited, and I know that Ember Moon's probably not going to win, but God help me, I'm rooting to hell for her because like I'm over Bailey. Like they need to fix her. There's just so much that they need to fix and work on with some of these people who have just completely blasted their reputation.
Ember's gonna go over. Ember's going over.
I hope so. I hope so.
You think she? Well,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I know we'll get into that with predictions on Saturday, but you think she's gonna win, or she's gonna get put over even still with a loss?
No, she's gonna get that belt.
You think?
Oh yeah, because again, what are they doing with Bailey? They're just kind of Bailey's just kind of like Beef said. Honestly, she's just kind of meh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that, but I don't know. Like, I don't see. I guess I don't see who you put. No, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, well, who do you put Ember up against? I guess anybody really, because she's kind of
Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville would be right at the top of my list.
Yeah, but I would really hold on. We were talking about Mandy and Sonya need to be fighting for those SmackDown Oh my God, the women's tag team titles. Like they need to be fighting for those too.
Yep.
Or the person that Fox has said that they want on SmackDown from day one, fucking Shayna Baszler. That's who you put up against Ember Moon because she's the one that broke Ember Moon in NXT. You fucking hotshot Shayna Baszler on the main roster, have her come out and embarrass Ember Moon again and take that title and do what she's doing in NXT with the SmackDown title.
Who's Baszler defending against this weekend?
Mia Yim.
Mia Yim.
That's who I think is going to win.
Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely.
The HBIC. And I'll tell you.
I'm the HBIC.
There's so much.
Whitest thing ever, everybody.
What's that?
Nothing.
Right?
Don't worry about it.
It's so bad anymore that I can find stuff to even critique on NXT, like the use of fucking Keith Lee. But Mia Yim is somebody that I think that they're doing right.
They are.
And God help me, if they put this title on her on Saturday, which I think that they're going to, could be a huge feather in her cap and the cap of the NXT Women's Division going roughshod going forward. Because Shayna Baszler, as much as I've come around to her, as much as I've really become a fan of her, and I have, she's basically held that division hostage for the last 3 years.
Yeah, she really has. I think her time's about up.
The 5 had all these wins.
Yeah. Well, that's not untrue, but not this Saturday, I don't think.
Nah.
Another women's match. I don't want to say I'm not excited for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not marking out for it. But you can definitely tell it's the attraction match. Charlotte and Trish. I think that could be surprisingly a decent match. Maybe.
Meh.
I think what's sad is that Trish is gonna have to carry the match. Trish, by the way, who has not. I think Trish has made a deal with the devil because she has not aged one bit.
She's looking a little. She's looking a little closet leather handbaggy.
A little bit,
slightly, a little bit.
You have your opinion, Mr. The Bard, but Mr. The Legend.
I didn't say she looks bad. She looks like she's been through, for lack of a better term, a fulfilling, active life with hurdles and constant struggles.
I still would. Let's put it that way.
I still would too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's super sad because this is somebody who is probably the face of your women's division, at least in the view of the corporate mind. They want Charlotte to be the person, and you're gonna have to have a legend go out there and walk her through the match.
Yeah, and even though Beef won't say it because his wife is around, I'm sure he would too. So
things are better left unsaid, I think, maybe.
Yes.
Make your inferences, everybody.
But I mean, so here's the thing about SummerSlam, and I don't want to talk a ton about SummerSlam or NXT because I think we're going to do that on a live show.
Yeah.
But I just and I kind of made a talk about this earlier, especially after the go home shows, which Raw fell flat, and then SmackDown ended on such a weird fucking ending. Like, it's just I am not excited for SummerSlam, and let me dig this up here because there was a status on one of the sites that I said that I was going to steal for our discussion, which I think is very well done. Of all the people who are missing
Oh
from this
yeah,
year's card,
Yeah, I
so
can't
let's
remember.
talk about
There's
this.
a lot.
yeah. I
Let's
can't
talk
remember
about
where.
this. Okay, here it is. Rey Mysterio, Aleister Black, Cesaro, Samoa Joe, The Miz, Andrade, Drew McIntyre, Elias, Braun, not to mention Daniel Bryan, Eric Rowan, Roman Reigns. Stop me. Oh, the Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura. All of these people have no match.
That's insane.
And tag team champions. Both sets of them not on the card.
Really?
Yep. Nope.
I hadn't looked up the actual full SummerSlam card yet, but holy fuck, what are they doing?
Well, they have people like Shane McMahon and Goldberg and Trish Stratus coming out.
Oh God, why'd you
Yep.
had to say it?
Legends.
Like, listen. Anytime you say Oldberg's
Quote
name,
unquote.
anytime you say Oldberg's name, I die a little inside, and I want to immediately vomit inside my mouth. So
Every time a Goldberg sings, a prospect gets his wings cut. It doesn't have to
Yep.
rhyme. That's how bad it is.
yeah, exactly. Let me
That's what I'm
just
saying.
let me
And
just
I mean,
dive into that real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's
Let
so
Tom
bad.
let Tom rant.
Oh,
Get it out, man. Get it out.
Go for it.
Oh my God. So, the travesty that was the Super Suck Fest in Saudi Arabia, we saw WWE kind of, give the nod back to Undertaker and give him a match at Extreme Rules with Roman Reigns, which was, by my account, better than what I expected it to be. And it did really well to showcase Undertaker in a good light. And so that way, that's the Saudi Arabia match with him and Goldberg was not the last thing that you remembered, which I know we touched on before. Not saying that was going to defy Undertaker's career by any means, because it wouldn't. But, with people people that don't remember, or people that have a very short-sighted thing that what have you done for me lately mentality, that's what they were going to think of, in that case. They're like, yeah, that match. But they admittedly, WWE, gave Undertaker that match with Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules, and he did well, and he looked great. He didn't look blown up at all or anything like that compared to Saudi Arabia. Goldberg, though, the fact that they're doing this with him, this is the only reason. I just don't understand why they need to. And I don't understand why everybody is just, legend like Goldberg, this is going to be, God help me, this is going to be like a squash match, and I'm going to lose my fucking mind because Dolph Ziggler, say what you will, even though he hasn't been utilized lately in a lot of ways, when he goes out there and he works, he is one of the best damn workers. He sells the best in the ring. He's somebody who could, if anybody can make Goldberg look halfway decent, Ziggler could probably do it. But I guarantee you that they're going to have this be a fucking Goldberg squash, and I'm going to lose my fucking mind because I'm going to say, why did you waste 6.5 minutes of my life? 4.5 minutes of those being
more than that.
4.5 minutes of that being Goldberg's fucking entrance. So, I want to puke immediately.
What
when
makes
I think
me
about
sad?
It.
What makes me sad? And you go ahead and puke. Just don't get it on the mic.
It's my microphone. I'll do what I want.
I do. Man, you really have been playing South Park. I do it's my hot body. I do what I want.
I'm addicted to abortions.
I gotta. I forgot about that. Oh my god. I gotta play the second one. I picked it up, never played it.
Man, I can't wait. As soon as I get a PS4, that's one of the first ones I'm getting because it's like super cheap right now.
Oh
too.
yeah. But anyway, so like to me, Dolph Ziggler is both living his best life and worst life at the same time right now.
Yep.
Like he's on TV.
Dude, but I mean, can you imagine? Let's put ourselves in his shoes. What, 3 years ago? I think it was like this. Well, it was summer 3 years ago, where he had the option. He had an out. He could have went to New Japan. Think about it. So let's play an alternate reality game. 3 years ago, Dolph Ziggler goes to New Japan, impresses the elite. He could be a fucking face, like one of the faces of all elite wrestling. Instead of being a major part of All Out, what's he doing? Jobbing to Goldberg.
Money talks, I guess. I don't know.
But again, what if Dolph goes over and he's right? What if?
God, please let that.
What if?
Listen. Okay, I'm gonna make a bold statement right now, and I'm not gonna try to get political or religious or anything like that because yeah.
Which means he's definitely gonna get political and religious here. But go on.
I know, right? But even though I'm kind of my views are a little bit more agnostic, I'm getting down on my knees right now, and I'm praying to some sort of higher power. Please let that what if come true. Please let Ziggler go over.
There is no chance.
Listen,
if you're bringing Goldberg back, there's no chance he'd win.
I know.
Twice in 1 year.
I know, and that's what makes me so sad and pukey.
Hear me out, though. What if the long shot, he goes over, then all of a sudden, everything Dolph Ziggler said is right. And he keeps prodding. He keeps poking. And let's say that he becomes Legend Killer 2.0. Hear me out here. He pushes and goes through the rest of the year into next year. Then all of a sudden, around Royal Rumble time, start the build to a Michaels match at Mania.
I could see,
and that could be where they're heading. But I
would love that. But the only thing is I don't know if Michaels has another match in him, and if he does, I think he's already stated that he would want to work with AJ if he could.
I know that, but
Dolph, he doesn't get a choice.
I know.
He doesn't have a choice, and also, I mean, you said it yourself. If anyone can make Goldberg look good, it's Dolph.
It's Dolph, right?
If anyone can make Shawn Michaels look good,
fuck. I mean, like. That would be honestly a dream match for me just because
it's the ultimate fucking mirror match.
It would be, yeah, it would be great. It'd be because you have somebody who Michaels in his heyday, like we've always said, could put fucking just about anybody over the same way Dolph can do the same. So yeah, that would be awesome. I would love that. So again, before I go to bed tonight, I'm gonna get back down on my knees and I'm gonna pray to a higher power. I'm going to pray to all of them. I'm going to pray to fucking Buddha,
Vince
Vishnu.
McMahon.
No. You shut your mouth.
It was me all along.
It was me. I'm God.
Oh, wow. Well, you remember that time where Shawn Michaels tagged with God?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, man. Oh fuck! All right,
let's talk about good things.
Yeah,
let's talk about good things. So last week on Raw, and we talked about this earlier. Last week on Raw, so we universally panned the Raw reunion because of what it did for the club.
Oh yeah, we did.
But last week, I think they started a nice little turn where they made the club formidable by giving Gallows and Anderson the tag team titles in not a cheap way, in a very real way.
Yes.
Clean.
Absolutely
like
clean.
They beat I think the Usos, they got the DUI. They beat a tag team that has been on top of the mountain and one of the best, technical tag teams in the world right now. So and then this week they bring out Gallows and Anderson, and Gallows has the face paint. Like, I'm into it, man.
Love
like
it.
I am
it.
I don't
I'm not crazy about the name.
What's that?
I didn't mean to interrupt, but
You're fine, man.
I love the face paint. I popped super hard for it, but I didn't like how they justified it on. Basically, they went for now WWE fans. This is what he did when he was overseas, and it gives him strength, power, and confidence. Just have him come out, be like, just say throwing it old school. That's it.
Well,
Start calling him Machine Gun again.
That would be
That'd be great.
You fucking can't have a machine gun if you can't have war.
Well, then who are they going to have perform at Mania? Kelly?
That's a good point. I like that.
Careful! Don't tug that string too hard. You'll unravel the entire WWE universe.
Oh, fuck.
But I mean, this has been a long time coming, and yes, I am a huge mark for the Revival, and I still want them to get their due, and I hope that they do. But man, I am so glad to see the club, and I get it. It's been 2 weeks. Something absolutely crazy could happen. Fucking Enzo and Cass could come back next Monday and beat them. Which I'd be okay with.
Just stop putting your mouth on trouble.
Yeah,
I'd be okay with, by the way.
Put it back on Sasha Banks' dick and keep it off of trouble.
Hot take. I'd be okay with Enzo and Cass coming back, but
would you rename your cat again?
No, he's going to be Bubba Beans now. But anyway, my point is that I'm happy to see the club finally get some traction.
Bubba Beans
hoping. I'm hoping that we see Balor come back with the club, and I saw a really cool picture with the club and Shinsuke Nakamura with all their belts, and Shinsuke was doing his little pose, and they were doing the Too Sweet. I was like, yeah, that's cool, and that's stuff that they should throw at them more often, because I think that more of their fan base has a bigger scope than they realize.
Well, that's the thing. And this was something that was brought up, I think, on an episode of the Busted Open podcast, using the term casual fans. Some people don't like using that term, but not everybody reads the dirt sheets, or not everybody sees whatever articles on internet and stuff like that. I admittedly don't see nearly as much as what some other quote unquote smarks do.
Sorry, that's me.
But I do consider myself a fairly educated fan. I don't just buy into whatever storyline they're throwing at me. I'm looking ahead at booking and stuff like that, and I'm thinking, okay, where's this person going next? I'm thinking those 5 steps ahead. So, but again, look at the demographic in general. The majority of the WWE fans are more younger, kids and stuff like that, so they probably never even heard of New Japan.
That's fair. And
I'm not saying that WWE is justified in trying to patronize the fans by be like, okay, well, here's this over here too, just in case you didn't know. Yuck. But
yuck.
But I get why they're doing it, because I guess maybe they're doing it just to give you that added extra layer. If you're missing something from a particular performer, say you weren't the biggest Gallus and Anderson fan, and they say he used this face paint over in Japan. You're like, oh, I didn't know he wrestled in Japan. Maybe that gets you to go look it up, and then you're like,
there you go.
Oh wow, I really like this, and I'm gonna pay more attention to what he's doing now to see, if I really like it. Or
hey, I really like this product. Maybe I'm going to start watching this New Japan Pro Wrestling show every Friday night on TV.
You're saying they're taking the subversive way of both getting more eyes on their product, but also getting eyes on other products.
Well, I will say this: kudos to whenever they had their quarterly meetings. Vince definitely did acknowledge AEW as competition. Now, again,
which is a huge fucking deal.
Right. Now, like we've said, and I think Vince more or less was saying this too, maybe he said it in not so much in not so much a direct way, but like we've said before, and what AEW claims is they're not trying to be direct competition with the WWE. They're not trying to pull the whole Monday Night Wars. They're not trying to, see if they can put them out of business or anything yet. I will say that, but I don't think, honestly, in the long run that they would want to do that, because I think they stand by the notion, and I think we could all agree that competition breeds excellence. Like the fact that you see, AEW put on this one amazing show what did WWE do? Well, okay, we gotta dig back into things and see what happened, and they do the whole Heyman and Bischoff thing with them, quote unquote, running weekly. And I think we could all agree that compared to the last 2 or 3 months, this last month of Raw and SmackDown has been better. Would you say?
Raw has had its moments. SmackDown is the same as it's always been, for better or for worse.
Well, Bischoff's not completely at the helm yet. So
he is, but reports say that he is very kind of like set back with it. A lot of it seems like Bischoff might just be there for the paycheck, which is fine. He's earned that right.
Okay.
But I mean, to be honest, again, SmackDown, there wasn't a big problem with SmackDown. Like, there was never a problem with SmackDown. The only problem with SmackDown is holding people's attention. Like,
right.
even I'm guilty of it. Like, I think I tuned out the last like half an hour on Tuesday. I just, it's just kind of there. Like, it's decent wrestling, but
I was watching. No, I'm sorry. I'm doing that a lot tonight. So I skipped the last 20 minutes. I skimmed through it because I was watching it before we started recording.
Right.
And I definitely skimmed the last 20 minutes. I was like, okay, I got it.
Okay. But even still, getting back to the point, like the fact that Vince acknowledged, he's just like, and he even said, he's like, yeah, competition is going to make us better because, it's going to make us have to keep up and everything like that, or basically, suffer the consequences. So he acknowledges that competition is a good thing. And he said, it's not necessarily on the same level, because obviously AEW is newer and WWE's been doing this forever and they have way more reach and everything like that. But the fact is that AEW is a legitimate alternative, quote unquote, competition. And it's good. It's great. We've been saying it before, and I'll still say it again. It is great. Despite what some other people may say, and I know Beef knows exactly what I'm talking about, so I just said that I just threw that in there to get you a little salty. I throw a little sprinkle of salt there. But but it is a great time to be a wrestling fan because you have the fact that New Japan is being acknowledged. They're
getting a bigger Western presence. Like they, and this is a little bit more New Japan stuff for you. About a year ago, they brought in a new president who I think is Canadian, but like he's kind of like a business mogul, like European, American, Canadian.
Sorry, I have a thought there in a minute when you're done. Sorry.
Go ahead. But anyway, he's very much like westernizing the product, and I mean they've gotten a lot more Western dates this year. The G1 for the first time was in Dallas, so this is the first time ever in I think 29 years that they've had a G1 like actual block night competition that was not in Japan. So it's a big deal. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's really good happening.
Absolutely. Sorry. When you said that he was Canadian, I'm sorry because of the fact that I just got done playing South Park Stick of Truth. I immediately pictured Canada. And
we're gonna make New Japan great, buddy.
Yeah, we're gonna make it great, buddy.
We're gonna make it great, guys. Bring out that Sonata fella.
But I'll tell you, but in the game when you go into Canada, it's all retro and 8-bit, and the music is all poly sounding, and it's fucking great. It is. They have they have the Canadian national anthem, but it's all poly 8-bit sounding. It is fucking
Beef.
Great.
You would get a kick out of that game. You should play it.
Oh my god, it's hilarious.
Speaking of Canada, and I know we got to get to our typical stuff here, but speaking of Canada, so Toronto is hosting SummerSlam and NXT, and I can't remember if they were in Toronto last year or not. No, they weren't. They were in Brooklyn, but they were there not too long ago. But it still seems weird to me, right, that they're hosting SummerSlam, which is again the second theoretically the second biggest pay-per-view of the year, arguably, to WrestleMania, that they're hosting it outside of the country. Like that's weird to me, and it seems like they've developed honestly a lot of the card because of that. You have Natty in a big spot, and you have Trish Stratus coming back, like two big Canadians that I don't think would be there without that.
They'll wheel out the corpse of Bret Hart.
Oh, God.
No, but don't you remember they had SummerSlam 92 or 94 in the UK?
In British, yeah, in British, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
that
it's SummerSlam. You're the best, man. I love you. Hey, we could keep on going and going, but why don't we thank our sponsors again?
Yeah, let's do
I'd
that.
love to. Let's thank WrestleDeals.com for their continued support from day one-ish. Sean Tischler has been on board and make sure that he's been repping us, and we want to make sure we're repping him. And again, hopefully, theoretically, if things kind of pan out, we're hoping to see you at the IWC show in Clearfield in
I'll be there.
October. So we're planning on repping the brand there. So hopefully you'll be there, and we'll be able to share some more stories.
Hey, fuck it. If I'm the lone soldier going, I'm going. I have the day off. I will be there. I've already told my girlfriend to plan for that because I told her I was like, you're not going to see me that day, which she's not going to see me pretty much this Saturday either. So
Tom.
Yo.
Well, if you are the lone bone soldier coming into Clearfield,
yeah,
you get to Beef's like you get together. We'll go have a bev.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll be there. Man. I'll be there.
Oh, okay.
If nothing else, I mean, because we're all like the three of us are all within like a stone's throw of each other, so we can all kind of back up to your neck of the woods. But yeah, hopefully we'll all be there for the. So yeah, if you're in the Clearfield area, come out and see your favorite Piledriver or Boneheads. Come out to see that show. Also,
let me do it. Let me do it.
Go ahead.
I want to thank our other sponsor. He's wonderful, wonderfully stupid, and stupidly wonderful. That's Mr. Casual Gaming Dad, Tigerbomb Tom himself. Thank you so much, Tom, spreading the word of the P3 podcast and coming on board as the fourth member of our wacky cavalcade of insanity. And also, I want to go back and watch the VOD of your Lolo run. And also, ever since last podcast, I've been, the collar elbow tie up, I've been super hyped to see you play through Friday the 13th eventually.
Oh yeah, definitely. That'll be coming up in the next. Well, I mean, I can't say exactly when it's going to happen. Because the Facebook Retro Gaming League is going to start up here. I believe the returning pages from season 1 we're already kind of in. Signups for any new pages are going to be, I believe, on like the 15th or 16th. And I'm not sure exactly when the second season launches. But like the way they chose the order of games last season was basically like a big roulette wheel sort of thing. And it just kind of went from there in reverse order. So I don't know exactly when it'll get played, but even before then, I may do a small playthrough. So if I do, I'll definitely let you know. Fuck, I'll have it. I have it on the laptop that I'm bringing up for whenever we do. Well, I'm bringing both anyways, but regardless, I'll be bringing it up. It'll be on my laptop, so we can probably even play through a little bit whenever I come up too.
And speaking of Tom. Yes, we are planning a live podcast to give you our NXT SummerSlam thoughts.
It's a live sex celebration. No,
it will not be, but there will be probably the beers.
Hey, I didn't say I was going to celebrate it with you guys. I'm going to have my own. So I'm going to have my own live sex celebration
with blackjack and hookers.
Yeah, exactly. And whether you guys are there and participate and talk about wrestling. I don't give a shit. We'll do that or not. But
chub. Also, there's going to be not only the beers, but the Jaeger.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that'll be the Jaeger. Anyway, so that's going to be. We are shooting for 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I think we'll be good for that.
I hope so, but technical lockups notwithstanding, we're hoping for 3 p.m. So make sure you mark your calendars. Again, that's the first of 2 live shows coming up this month. We're super excited about it. Again, we're really going to hit NXT and SummerSlam real hard that day.
Yep.
Definitely give you our predictions. So yeah,
two live shows this month because we love to spoil you fuckers.
That's right, and you fuckers deserve it.
Also. Speaking of things that we deserve, we deserve to punish each other. We should do some hot tag trivia. But first, my young ward, Beef the Legend, you want to go right ahead and see if we have a Stump the Chumperoonies?
I believe
I
we
would
do.
love to, Poot the Bard. And yes, and I can actually compete in this week's answer because I have not seen it. I have a good idea of what it is because it's right up my alley. But so here is the answer as read, and this of course comes from our boy, the Mid-Card Maniac. By the way, fucking step your game up, the rest of you listening. Send us some damn emails at Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast at gmail.com. Send us some damn trivia, you bastards.
Hey, I have it now. I have it now on the slide on my streams. I've now updated the intro scrolling video for my streams like literally 3 times within this last week. It's been insane. So it's now up there as I showed you guys earlier today, and that will be.
So you
on
all
the
have
streams.
no excuse.
No
No
excuses.
excuse not to send those emails.
You know what? You give us the Stump the Chumps questions, or you get no more live podcasts, fuckers.
The
That's not the
dedication
case.
is
That-
epic.
We're far too self-indulgent for that. Anyway,
I know, we are.
so the and this is something we didn't talk about at all tonight. The 24 title has me thinking about the hardcore title. So the focus of this week's question is the hardcore title. At WrestleMania 2000, aka WrestleMania 16, which, as many people know, is a shitty pay-per-view, but one of my favorite WrestleManias for whatever reason. That's Beef the Legend, not Mid-Card Maniac. There was a championship scramble for the hardcore title, which saw a ton of title changes. How many changes took place, and who was the eventual winner?
Oh,
I-
fuck if I know.
I know the eventual winner.
So it was a botch. So the eventual winner
Yep.
was Hardcore Holly, but it was Crash Holly.
No.
But it was supposed to be Bob because
No.
Bob hit him with that candy dish and missed the pin.
No, it was the other way around.
Was it? Okay, so
Yeah.
Crash was supposed to win. but
Crash
Hardcore
was
won.
supposed to win. Hardcore was supposed to Crash was supposed to win by 1 second. The timer being up right before he hit 3, but the timer was off. The timing was all off, and Hardcore won the belt.
That fucking ref was bad. That fucking
Yep.
ref was bad too, man. But that whole match was just a shit show. But man, it's fun to watch. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there were 17 changes during that match.
Dear Christ on a crutch.
I'm going to just to hedge the bets. I'm going to go with 10.
Um,
Tom, where do you weigh in on the winner and the winner and the amount? I'm saying Crash and 17. Who's saying Hardcore and 10? What are you saying?
Well, I'm gonna go with Poot and say Hardcore Holly was the winner. I don't remember this at all. So I trust your guys' judgment. You say 17. He says 10. I'll go right in the middle and say 14.
13 and a half?
No,
Okay.
I'll go
Oh,
round it up.
Hornswoggle won it, huh?
Short
I
people
think,
jokes.
and I think whichever Holly Cousin won, I think they beat Taz in like the last minute because Taz had it for a decent amount.
No, I can say for certain Hardcore pinned Crash.
Okay. So
Okay.
I'm gonna agree with that, and I'm just gonna split the middle and say 14.
All right, so wow, Poot nailed it 10 times. The title changed hands, with Hardcore Holly being the final victor. So nice job, Poot. That's a good one, and that's a good question from the Maniac. Good job, Mid-Card Maniac.
Yeah, very good question. And to be fair,
To be fair.
All right,
I really need to watch that.
All right, you really
That's
do. It's
wonderful,
great.
man.
To be fair, can confirm it's super great. To be fair, I literally just watched this Mania the other day.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Well, there you
The
go.
stars
let me-
aligned.
Hold on, I pulled up a list of this Hardcore Championship battle. You ready for this?
Oh,
I'm gonna
God.
rattle
Oh,
it off.
God.
You ready? Taz was the champion, pinned Crash Holly after a capture suplex. Viscera pinned Taz after a power slam. Funaki pinned Viscera after a flying shoulder block by Bradshaw. Rodney pinned Funaki after throwing him into a backstage wall. Remember Rodney? Then Joey Abs pinned Rodney after a gut-wrench suplex. Thrasher pinned Joey Abs after a clothesline. Pete Gas pinned Thrasher after hitting him with a fire extinguisher. Taz pinned Pete Gas after a T-bone suplex. Crash Holly pinned Taz after hitting him with a cookie sheet. And Hardcore Holly pinned Crash Holly by accident after hitting him with a candy jar. That's how that went.
Wow.
What a fun
clusterfuck.
match.
Dude, that was
It was terrible, but it was great.
It was, dude, WrestleMania 2000 is the perfect balance of, like, absolutely stupid and wonderful.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's why I love it.
Hot take here, real quick, or quick hot take question. Which was the bigger clusterfuck? That match or the gimmick battle royal?
Oh, gimmick battle royal. Oh my God, no!
Because you had a bunch of old people that couldn't take bumps anymore. Yeah.
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 Before we get to our hot tag trivia, speaking of old people not being able to take bumps, sorry, Kurt Angle, I'm not really calling you that old. I'm not. No, this ties into more so whether or not he did it to protect Angle from having to take the bump or not. But I fucking love how they're using Bray Wyatt. Give me more of that. Let's touch back onto that after we do the hot tag trivia.
Agreed.
Okay.
Cool.
Sweet.
Oh shit, we didn't figure out the order tonight.
Way to go!
See.
We're so prepared.
I will ask Poot. Poot will ask Tom. Tom will ask me. Sound good?
Sounds great.
That's fine. You're gonna love my question. It should. You'll see.
Wait. So how's this working again? I'm sorry. I'm an asshole.
Damn it, Poot. I'm asking you. You're asking Tom. Tom's asking me.
All right.
And go. So, this week. Oh no. Hold on. I lost my questions. Poot, why don't you start?
Go ahead, Poot.
Wait, you want me to start? Okay, Tom.
Yeah, go
so
ahead.
we've been talking a lot about the Attitude Era. It's both wonderful and stupid, and just like yourself, wonderfully stupid.
So this question's about Halloween Havoc.
No, this question is actually about the Attitude Era. Okay. There was a wrestler. I don't know if you remember him. His name was S.A. Rios. And
Yes, I do.
S.A. Rios had a valet. We know her as Lita, correct? Correct. What was her name whenever she first debuted?
Oh, I thought it was still Lita. I thought you were about to ask me for her shoot name or something there for a second.
Amy Dumas.
Yeah, thank you. Let me think. I think it was still Lita though.
That your final answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Trick question. She had no name.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Not even kidding. When she first debuted,
That's weird.
When she first debuted, she had no name. She was just S.A. Rios's sultry valet.
Wow.
So there
That's
you
weird.
go.
Wow.
See, not all of them are a gimmick. You
Most of them.
bitch. All right, Tom, go for beef.
Oh man. Well, Poot's going to be salivating, being that we were just talking about it. So, in the vein of my recent South Park playthrough, this does tie into wrestling.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, but it's kind of South Park related. So, beef. Do you remember in the episode, the WTF episode, where the boys started the World Takedown Federation Wrestling League in their backyard?
Love it.
In this episode, there were 3 WWE personalities that were portrayed on the South Park episode. Please name them.
I have no fucking clue. Admittedly, I've watched maybe a handful of episodes of South Park. I would take a guess and say, so when you say portrayed, were they actually voiced? So were they actually voiced by their actual on-screen talent, or were they like done up in that fashion?
Done up in that fashion. They definitely did not have definitely did not have these actual WWE personalities voicing their animated characters on the show. But
Okay.
well, there was only 3. So, but go ahead, beef. Yeah.
I will guess. Oh fuck. John Cena, Undertaker, Triple H.
You got one of them. It was John Cena, was Vince McMahon, and the other one was Edge.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
About that time frame.
The episode opened up with the boys attending a WWE Raw event, and Cena and Edge in the ring cutting a promo on one another, and John. It was weird because it was kind of like almost like John Cena did the heelish thing, but it was he's like, I've got some news for you, Edge. I slept with Vanessa last night, and then he's like, you cheated me out of my title. He's like, you took my belt. I can't hardly get any work. You took my girl. You took my job. They took his job. It's such a great episode. If you get a chance to go back and watch it, Beef, you'll love it because it's just so great. And then of course they want to join up for wrestling, and they get to school and they're in their singlets. They're like, what the fuck is this? So yeah, it's great.
Interesting. I'll have to check that out. All right, Poot, so this one's for you. So the Gargano Cole match, which we didn't even mention tonight, but I'm so excited to talk about on Saturday, and I'm so excited for it.
Oh yeah.
Is 2 out of 3 falls, with each of them picking a stipulation, and then there is a third fall if it's going to, if it goes to 3, Commissioner Regal picks.
If quote unquote if.
Yeah, right. Well, you never know. But conventionally known as a 3 stages of hell, as it's been known in WWE before. There have been 4 previous 3 stages of hell matches like this, where there have been 3 different matches in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Who were the first 2 competitors in a 3 stages of hell match, and what was the third fall?
Wait. Okay, wait. Run that by me one more time.
Who competed in the first ever 3 stages of hell match, and what was the third match type?
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Can we get a time frame on that?
I really feel like
Attitude Era.
Okay.
Probably towards the end of it.
That's what I figured
All right.
it had to be if it was called the 3 stages.
I know
of hell,
there was one.
That was the first one.
There was one that was John Cena Ryback, but that was
actually
later.
the last one to happen. Yeah, that was the last one to happen.
Wasn't it?
Good memory though.
Wasn't it? Okay, I think it was Michaels and Triple H, because the whole thing was because Michaels was born again. And I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to shoot for the stars on this one. I'm going to go for all 3.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll get them in order, but I'm going to say one of them was a steel cage match. The other was a ladder match. And the third was just a hardcore match. And I think the third in the order would have been ladder match.
Poot, you got the answer wrong, but I have to commend your memory because you just quoted the second 3 stages of hell match to a fucking T.
Oh,
it was Triple H versus Shawn Michaels. The first fall was a street fight or your conventional hardcore match. The second fall was a steel cage. The third fall was a ladder.
Wow.
The first,
Fuck.
yeah.
Oh,
like
it was
you were,
Austin, wasn't it?
It was Austin.
Damn
yes,
it.
It was
Triple H.
me, Austin, you son of a bitch.
Triple H versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. The first fall was a standard match. Second fall was a street fight. Third fall was a cage match.
Damn.
Son of a bitch.
When the hell was
And then
that? When was that though? Like, what event was that? Or was it just
February
on
2000, February 25th, 2001, which probably makes it like a St. Valentine's Day Massacre or something. It doesn't list the actual name of the event there. The only one that lists the name of the event was Payback, which was Cena versus Ryback.
Okay.
Which, interestingly enough, the Cena versus Ryback match was the only 3 stages of hell not to feature Triple H. So obviously, the booker for NXT is a big fan of the 3 stages of hell gimmick enough to to give it to these two fine chaps who I think will do an amazing job with it. So.
Okay, now now that you mentioned that, then my question is who was Triple H's opponent in the third 3 stages of hell match?
Who indeed?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not posing it as like trying to stump you. I'm curious.
It was Triple H has had probably 3 or 4 big rivals through his career. Michaels.
I'm guessing it was probably The Rock then.
Close. Well, no, not close at all. In my mind, Orton. Yeah, okay. Orton Triple H have had a lot of matches. So yeah, that was the other one in there.
Yep.
2009. So it's been a while, but yeah, I'm a fan, and like I said, I think that these two will absolutely kill it on Saturday with this with the 3 stage of hell type, and I'm hoping that Commissioner Regal's got a doozy. I'm hoping for a ladder match would be perfect, but we'll see.
I got to say I'm a little surprised that because so Johnny Gargano picked basically a street fight. Yeah. Right. Adam Cole picked a straight up match, which I was kind of surprised. Like, how do you? I don't know. I was surprised
because Cole beat in Adam Cole's mind, he beat Johnny Gargano at Takeover WrestleMania weekend, the first fall, straight up wrestling match, like no bones about it. Like in his mind, the match ended at that first fall. He should have been champion.
So he can do it again. So. Yeah. Okay. Exactly. I get it. Okay.
Like and plus, I like it that Cole is arguably going with the safest route.
Exactly.
He's playing it safe. He's playing it cool because Undisputed Era and Adam Cole are cool.
Baby.
So let's finish up on a bright note here. Let's talk about what they're doing with Bray Wyatt, because even though they really haven't given the Bray Wyatt Finn Balor thing, I think is more about the long con than it is the short term. So while I don't think that this match has had the time or reverence that it's needed, I think it all builds up to the Demon coming back probably at Survivor Series to face the Fiend. We know that's coming.
I think what's going to happen, what I'd love to see happen, is Demon Fiend at Mania. However, what would be great is if it was Balor being part of the club during it. Not the club coming out with him, but like build some steam, put him with the club, and then have him come out on top over the Demon.
What do you think about a casket match or a blow-up match with the two of them?
Oh, my God.
Demon versus Fiend?
No, you know what?
Survivor Series Demon versus Fiend casket match. To me, you couldn't get any better than that.
I tell you what, when is you know what, this could end up being a hot tag trivia question, but I can't even think of the last time we had a casket match. I mean, I know it's gimmicky, but I miss the casket matches. I miss the buried alive matches. Like, those were fucking phenomenal. And when you have somebody with the character now, like the Fiend, something like that could work again. You know, what's old is new again.
I mean, you're not wrong. And like, I love the fact that they are keeping they're letting the Fiend keep the mandible claw.
Yes, yes. I was going to get to
that. That is
perfect.
Awesome. Great. That is so good.
Like I said before, whether it's because for one reason or another that Angle couldn't take the bump, which I could see Angle being able to take the bump more so than Mick, but either way, whether it's because of that or because that's going to be Bray's new move, and I hope it's the latter of the two, the mandible claw works so well for the Fiend. I love it, and I love the vignettes that they're doing, like on SmackDown and stuff, where they're still doing the Firefly Funhouse, and it's the dual personality. I love it.
Perfect.
Like, they're hitting all the right marks with that, and it's just a testament to show what is possible when you give a little bit of creative freedom to the talent and just give them a chance. Because
agreed.
It's perfect.
And that end, same thing with Kevin Owens too. Kevin Owens has been cutting some fucking fire promos, which allegedly are all his. So,
No,
like-
I'll give beef on that one. I think Kevin Owens and stuff has been really good. I'm digging it, and it felt very organic. Like it
the
was just one of
storyline
those
is 100%. The storyline is 100% a rehash of Austin versus McMahon, and I understand that.
Oh no,
and,
yeah.
and,
There's no
and
getting
you're right
around
about that. But I mean, Owens. The mic work itself, I think has been top notch from Kevin Owens, and that's right up there with Wyatt, where you say, okay, we're going to give you a little bit of a leash. Let's see what you can do with it, and they're tearing off with the man. So good on them.
Or they're
like I
trying
said.
to. Oh, go ahead, Tom.
Okay. Like I was saying, it feels organic because by all accounts, to the general audience, I'll say
General
Kevin
audience?
Owens was what?
Nothing.
So to the audience, the Owens was a heel before this whole stuff with Shane, and how quickly he went from being a heel when he was just standing there telling Ziggler to shut up. It should have been you, could have been you, whatever, maybe 8 years ago, but it's not you. It's not gonna be you. And then tying right into the stuff with Shane, it flowed so well and so organically. It didn't feel forced, and that's what I like most about it. The fact that it wasn't one of those things like where we had heard rumblings of they were gonna try to make Roman Reigns like in this position, this era's quote unquote Stone Cold. That would have felt so forced. You needed somebody like Owens that could do this, and he's the perfect person to do it. And same thing with Bray, man. Everything is just Owens and Bray are hitting all the right spots. I don't want to end on a negative note, but I do want to say I was a little confused with like where they're going with Joe. Like if they're going to have him and Reigns form some sort of unlikely alliance. Like,
You know what it felt like to me? It felt like they ran out of time. Like it felt like they were like, let's do this. No, let's do this. No, let's do this. No, let's do this. Hey guys, there's a week to the pay-per-view.
Well, neither one of them are on the card anyways, so I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. They got all the time they want, right?
I guarantee you that somehow this is built up, and we get a tag team match with Joe and Roman versus Brian and Rowan. Oh, I'm sorry, Joe and Roman versus Brian and Rowan, which I'm fine with, honestly. Weirdly enough, because it gets Joe over as a face, which I think. So, and let's put a spin on this, just real quick here. Let's play Fantasyland booking. But Rollins gives everything he got. Can't beat Lesnar. Lesnar retains. We got heel Rollins coming out, talking about how he gave everything he gave, and it wasn't enough for the people, and they turned on him, and this, that, and the other thing, which will be a great time to turn him because the crowd has been organically kind of going meh on him. By the way, good job, WWE. Way to fucking extinguish a fucking bright burning flame in 6 months. Anyway, you could have a guy like Samoa Joe who is getting very much over, who Paul Heyman is developing the show around, and is now, if Roman calls him to his side, could be the face that we need to beat the Beast.
That could be interesting. I honestly, it'd be nice to have Joe actually get some sort of title run besides and not
United States. Yeah,
I was to say no. I hate to say it like that because part of me, I was like, I don't want to necessarily disparage, the leniency of the United States title, but again, it's a B title. Same with the Intercontinental title. I get that, but it would be nice to see Joe get a Universal title run. That'd be nice. I think I'd be on board for that. So I will say that regardless of what they do or don't do with him, I think the bright point for me for SummerSlam is going to be the Fiend going over, because we know it's got to happen. I can't wait to see where they take Bray from here. Please, this is me praying to the higher power again. Please don't screw up this Bray stuff. Please.
What do you mean? He's doing great. You know what? I'll go give him some suggestions. Thanks for the prayers.
Oh, no. I killed him. I'm killing him.
No, guys, there's a lot to look forward to. And also, in case you folks out there listening, all you idiots not paying your $49.99, there it was, it popped out again, sorry. also on camera, it's going to be the first time that we're like all going to be in person together the first time.
Yes. Yeah,
Saturday, 3 p.m. Saturday, 3 p.m. Saturday, 3 p.m.
Chosen ones.
Super Brawl
Super Bowl
Saturday.
Saturday? Wow, fucking Tom. Good work.
Yeah.
All right.
You.
Hey, guys, this has been a really fun episode, and I'm really looking forward to Saturday. Anything else you guys want to add before we thank the sponsors one final time?
Beef, you got anything?
YouTube.com/Poot The Bard.
Like Poot mentioned earlier, man, like, you know, don't forsake New Japan this weekend. If you're gonna tune in to any couple of days, this is it, man. Like the Friday, the next night of the A block comes down. Like, it is a winner take all. Kazuchika Okada versus Kota Ibushi. It's gonna be a fucking awesome match. And then the final night of B block, you'll see Jon Moxley versus Juice Robinson, and I guarantee you that Juice gets even. And then the Switchblade and Naito are coming for the healthy lead that Jon Moxley had set. So could be a lot at stake here in the last two nights of the block matches in the G1. So I'm begging you, go check them out. NewJapanWorld.com. It's only $9.99 yen a month.
Which comes out to what, like $8.79 or something like that?
Like $9.32 or something. But it's exactly
undercutting the competition.
Exactly.
I will say this, and this actually goes off of something that I kind of got into, a little bit of a forum debate. I think Beef knows where I'm going with this. There's a lot of great wrestling coming up this month, and I will say, have an open mind, even if it's something you haven't seen before, or whatever. I know we throw a lot of salt at WWE because, well, number one, there's room for criticism. Number two, they are the biggest product of all the other wrestling that's going on and stuff like that. I think there might even be a Ring of Honor event this month. I'm not sure. Can anybody confirm that?
Probably.
But AEW is coming up later this month, and a perfect example. At the Double or Nothing show back in May, when I saw the Casino Battle Royal, and I know Beef is gonna hate me for saying this, but I love him now. I was a little about Luchasaurus at first because again, some of the gimmicks were a little over the top, and we discussed that before in a previous episode, which you all should go back and listen to. However, I definitely turned the page, and I seen him actually really get a chance to shine in the ring with Jungle Boy at the was it just the last event or the event before?
Fight for the Fallen, yes.
Yeah, okay, so the last event, Fight for the Fallen. Thank you. Man, Luchasaurus, big dude, could fucking move like crazy. Man, I'll tell you what, give all the wrestling that you can a chance, because you may find a hidden gem somewhere in there that you didn't even realize you liked until you saw it. Like when I watched New Japan, the Dominion show, who was it? Fuck. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose it now. Is Sonata the one that came out with the skull kind of mask or whatever?
Yes.
Yep. That's Cold Skull Sonata. You got it.
Thank you. Okay, I knew there was a reason why his name was on my brain. So yeah, I loved it. I didn't even care if he was the good guy or the bad guy. I was like, I like him. So apparently WWE does too. Whatever. So give all this wrestling a chance, because man, there is so much good stuff out there and so much untapped talent that just may have not had the chance to shine in one promotion or another. But you never know. If somebody else's guidance, somebody else's influence or whatever, man, they could pop. Look what happened with Cody coming from leaving WWE, going to New Japan, now into AEW. So that's what I want to leave everybody with. And I would like to go ahead and thank WrestleDeals.com, the amazing sponsor that Sean Tischler is. WrestleDeals.com is your home for violent deals and bloody good prices. And I definitely look forward to hopefully meeting Sean up in Clearfield there come October 12th. So get out there, catch some indie stuff if you get a chance. And I'll throw it back over to the champ. Champ, you got any other sponsors that you want to thank by chance?
Thank me.
No, not particularly. Thanks to
you son of a
WrestleDeals.com for.
bitch.
All right, no, thank you very much to our very own Tigerbomb Tom, casual gaming dad himself. Make sure you check him out on Facebook, on Twitch, and on YouTube. And
sir.
it's different on Twitch, correct? It's Casual Gaming Dad
84, yeah.
84. Casual Gaming Dad 84.
Yeah, which if you happen to catch me on Facebook or on YouTube, anytime with the intro and the videos, everything is there. It should be in the about section on the Facebook page, and it is definitely in the about section on YouTube with along with link to this very Pittsburgh Piledriver podcast YouTube page as well. So yeah,
man. So thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors for Beef the Legend, Tigerbomb Tom, and my
Wait.
advocate.
How can we go one whole show without going, motherfucker?